Hello, this is Robbie Ward with the Meridian Star. This is our first Google Hangouts on air, and I'm on location today at Carver Middle School here in Meridian, and I have a special guest with me, and I'm on location here at the Carver Middle School Library, and the special guest is someone who's very familiar with Carver Middle School, the Carver Middle School Library, and I have Dr. Jamese Sims, and she is she has a doctorate in atmospheric meteorology. But Dr. Sims, welcome to the broadcast today. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's been a while since I've been in a school library, and I'm talking very loudly. I hope I don't get detention. But really, that you do something. You work with a federal government agency called NOAA, and so if you don't mind, maybe you could tell our Meridian Star viewers what NOAA is, and I understand that you work for the GOES R series satellite. You're the satellite product manager, and that oversees the development into operations of satellite data products. And so, if you don't mind, maybe you can tell a little about what do you do for a living?
Sure. So I work for NOAA, which stands for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And NOAA is a federal agency. I work for the National Environmental Satellite Data and Information Service. And so within NESDIS, I am the GOES-R Series Satellite Product Manager. And what I do is actually work with project leads that includes scientists as well as engineers in order to make sure that the data that we collect from the satellites actually meets the needs of our primary customer, the National Weather Service, as well as our other customers. The satellites are collecting environmental data from Earth, as well as detecting different activity within space. And so by monitoring those things, we are better able to predict weather and inform people of severe weather that may be coming their way so that they are prepared.
Okay, my first response to everything you just said is, wow. I think that maybe everyone who hears just you introducing your title and what you do at NOAA, I think we've all earned at least a master's degree just hearing that. And so kind of speaking of education, what kind of what did you do education wise to have the job that you have now?
I attended Jackson State University and I have a bachelor's degree in meteorology. However, the interesting thing is that I did not start out as a meteorology student at Jackson State. I was actually an accounting major when I went there. And through attending my college algebra class, my professor stated that, I did not think like an accountant. She could tell that I really had more of a passion, for science and actually applying mathematics. And so she encouraged me to go across the hall to the physics department and learn more about what they had to offer. And so that's how I actually got into meteorology. Following that, my advisor, Dr. Reddy at Jackson State, encouraged me to pursue internships. And that's how I learned more about NOAA. And I did 2 summer internships with NOAA. And from there, I applied to the Graduate Sciences program. And NOAA actually paid for me to go to Howard University and receive a doctorate in atmospheric sciences. And while I was pursuing my doctorate, I was also a NOAA employee the entire time, just gaining a ton of wonderful experiences that have helped me along the way.
That is phenomenal. It's incredible. But it's incredible. But okay, so you work for NOAA, and you do all this incredible development of satellite products for things that go into space. So what in the world are you doing at Carver Middle School in Meridian, Mississippi? Why are you here today?
Well, I grew up in Meridian, and I also like to think that I pretty much grew up in Carver. This is an excellent place, and I've just been, so impressed by what's going on here now. But, my mother taught here for 18 years. She taught seventh grade math, and I really wanted to come back and talk with the students, especially when I found out that they actually have built their own galaxy here. I wish that I could turn the camera around to see everything, but you can even see behind me.
Yeah, you can turn it. You can turn it.
Okay, you can see behind me where they actually had the
Wow.
phases. But they have just done a tremendous amount of work here um, in building the galaxy and just really being able to explain what's going on. And so I wanted to come and witness it for myself. I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of Miss Amanda Shadwick, who is the science teacher that worked with the students to build all of this. In doing a project like this, they're just gaining so many skills, from the engineering of actually building it and designing the room, the science behind it, learning about the galaxies and the stars and the phases of the moon and the planets. Even the weather, they describe the seasons and things like that. But they are learning teamwork. They're learning how to be better public speakers and all of that. And all of that is extremely important in order for them to be successful at whatever it is that they decide to do. So I wanted to come here and just encourage them and let them know that this is an awesome thing that they're doing and being
Well,
exposed to.
I understand that today you spoke. I understand that today you spoke with students. Um, I think they're looking for Miss Temple.
I need Kimberly up a
Just one
sign out.
moment. Just one moment.
Okay, she's in room 207.
207?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I understand that you spoke to a number of students today about your career, but and I've actually talked to students here at Carver Middle School, and they've told me that math and science are their favorite subjects. And so, as someone who has sat in maybe some of the same seats where they sit right now, what are some things that these students can do to maybe put some gasoline on the fire, or maybe on the spark that they might have for math and science, and maybe for the STEM fields?
It's extremely inspiring, even for me, to hear about what it is that the students would like to do. They can definitely keep asking questions, keep doing things that are considered sort of outside of the box. Asking questions is really where it all starts, because when you ask questions about anything that you may see, anything in the atmosphere, how the different equations work together, anything like that, it continues to keep the wheel going. And there are so many resources now that students can take advantage of with the different technology that we have in order for them to continue to be exposed to different things and learn a lot more. Additionally, I think it's extremely important for the students to continue to present whatever the ideas and whatever the questions are that they have, because the more that they communicate what it is that they want to do or what it is that they're learning, the more that they can understand it, but the more that they can get their own message across. And I think that by doing that, that will really get them farther along. Being here and seeing all of the wonderful things that the teachers are teaching the students and allowing them to pursue will really develop them and help them in the long run. Taking advantage of different community clubs and things like that are also important. It's not enough to just be smart, but you also have to be a great person overall in order to really succeed. It's really not always about being just the straight A student, being the smartest in the room. but you have to have a passion for something, and you have to be willing to go the extra mile in order to really develop your path. And so if they continue to ask questions, continue to do research on different things to figure out how to get wherever it is that they want to, and they have to keep dreaming. You know, it's important to have these goals that we can reach now, and also long-term goals. So I've been inspired today just listening to the students and what it is that they are interested in as well.
Okay, well, it's very interesting that you said you've been inspired today, because I've talked to a number of students here at Carver, and they said after they spoke with you and heard you speak, you inspired them. And so I don't want to really put you on the spot too much, but do you have any plans to stay connected with Carver Middle School? And if you do have any plans, maybe you could share some of those plans.
Well, I would love to. I do want to talk with Ms. Ruffin here and also Ms. Shadwick, because there are some things that I think that we can work together to do. When I was speaking with the students, you know, I asked them how many of them are interested in weather, and there were about maybe 4 in the class that were interested, and there were a lot of students interested in science and math in general. And so I think that if we come up with different types of clubs that they can continue to spark their interest, like a meteorology club, also partnering with universities here in Mississippi is something that we can do. So I would love to get with them and actually talk more about that and see what things, you know, will work best for the school.
That's fantastic. And as the education reporter for the Meridian Star, I really look forward to learning more about any partnerships and writing about it and sharing about it with the public. But I just want to really thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to share some of your thoughts about what you do, and your thoughts about your experience here at Carver Middle School today. And I thank you for joining me on this broadcast.
Thank you. It's been really wonderful, you know, coming back here and being back at home. So thank you.
Fantastic. Have a great day.
You too.